Lie, 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 lie. Before we welcome the Sabbath together, pausing for a moment during this month of Elul, this will be the last time that we can blow shofar Friday morning, Friday before Shabbat, because on Saturday we don't blow, and on Sunday, the day before Rosh Hashanah, we don't blow. So this opportunity, just get still for a moment. Think about the work that you've done during this month of Elul, the month that precedes Rosh Hashanah, the work of turning, of changing, of noticing where you've been that perhaps didn't serve you the way that you had hoped it would. Harsh words or harsh acts that you shared with another person, ways that you weren't your best self. Take a moment and notice what cheshbon nefesh you choose to tend to before these days of Rosh Hashanah and Yom Kippur. 127. We pray responsively. There are days when we seek things for ourselves and measure failure by what we do not gain.
On Shabbat, we seek not to acquire, but to share.
There are days when we exploit nature as if it were a horn of plenty that can never be exhausted.
On Shabbat, we stand in wonder before the mystery of creation.
There are days when we act as if we cared nothing for the rights of others.
On Shabbat, we remember that justice is our duty and a better world our goal.
So we embrace Shabbat, day of rest, day of wonder, day of peace. 129. For those who have joined us virtually, underneath the live stream link, you will find a PDF of our Siddur, our prayer book. Feel free to open a split screen or bring a second device so that you can follow and participate with us. One 121 at the bottom of the page. I love this passage from Buber. It reminds us, what I teach my intro class, that Shabbat is a mini Yom Kippur. Yom Kippur is just the Sabbath of Sabbaths. At the bottom of the page, help me perfect my ways of loving and caring. Inspire me to make myself whole so that I may honor your name and create a world of justice and peace. On the facing page, Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam asher kidshanu b'mitzvotav v'tzivanu lehadlik ner shel Shabbat. As we turn to Shalom Aleichem, that you will find on page 142. Swivel in your seat and greet somebody that you did not come in with. It can be another member of the congregation that you haven't seen. It can be a guest or someone that you do not yet know. Introduce yourself. Share your name. So Kabbalah teaches us that when you come to Shabbat, Kabbalat Shabbat, you leave with two angels to accompany you, welcoming those angels, those that walk amongst us and those that are even bigger yet. Lechem Tamachei Hasharet Malachei Elyon Mi Melech Malchei Hamlachim HaKadosh Baruch Hu Moachem L'Shalom Malachei HaShalom Malachei Elyon Mi Melech Malchei Hamlachim HaKadosh Baruch Hu Baruni L'Shalom Malachei HaShalom Malachei Elyon Mi Melech Malchei Hamlachim HaKadosh Baruch Hu L'Shalom Malachei HaShalom Malachei Elyon Mi Melech Malchei Hamlachim HaKadosh Baruch Hu Lai la lai, lai lai la lai, lai lai la lai, lai lai la lai, lai lai lai, lai lai la lai lai, la lai lai, lai lai lai. 138 and 139. Minhag HaMakom, our tradition of this place is to sing paragraphs 1 and 2, 5 and 9. When we reach the 9th paragraph, we turn and we face the entrance to the synagogue. We, who have already found our way in, turn with our entire being, our hearts, our smiles, our open eyes and open being, and welcome all who choose to be in our midst. I will share with you that I am so proud of this congregation that has such an open heart and made a decision on the board to hang an inclusivity flag, a way of making certain that it's not enough that we feel it in our hearts, but that we live it in our deeds, that we welcome all who choose to be in our midst. Lekrat kala, b'nei Shabbat lekabela, lechadodim, lekrat kala, b'nei Shabbat lekabela, lechadodim, lekrat kala, b'nei Shabbat lekabela, lechadodim. Kala, b'nei Shabbat nekabela, Shamor v'Zachor v'Dibor echad, Mishriyan v'Ham Hamiuchad, Adonai echad, U'Shmo echad, L'Shemo Tiferet v'Letila, L'Echadodi, Lekrat kala, b'nei שבת נקבלה, לך דודי לקראת כלה, פני שבת נקבלה.
לקראת שבת לכו ונלכה, כי מקור המהרה, מראש מקדם נסוכה, סוף מעשה במחשבה תחילה. לך דודי, לך
דודי לקראת כלה, פני שבת נקבלה, לך דודי לקראת כלה, פני שבת נקבלה. Paragraph 5. התעוררי, באורך מאורי, אורי, שיר דברי, כבוד אדוני עלייך נגילה. לך דודי לקראת כלה, פני שבת נקבלה, לך דודי לקראת כלה, פני שבת נקבלה. בואי ושלום הטרף בעלה, גם בשמחה ובסוהלה, תוך אמוני עם סגולה, בואי חלה, בואי חלה. לך דודי לקראת כלה, פני שבת נקבלה, לך דודי לקראת כלה, פני שבת נקבלה. Please join me if you choose for our little bit of dance, praying, dancing. Anyone can do it. All you need to do is follow me. Next part is hard. Big boy. Woo! Go right, 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 and good. Big boy. Woo! Go right, right, and turn. From the top, keep your hand. Here we go. Front and behind. Front and behind. Tuck in. Zemeratik, please. Left hand behind. We're going to start with our right foot. We can do it this way. This is great. Here we go. Good job. Shabbat shalom. 140, a psalm, a song for the Sabbath day, Mizmor Shir.
מזמור שיר ליום השבת, טוב להודות לאדוני, ולזמר לשמך עליון, ולזמר אל שמך עליון. מזמור שיר ליום השבת, טוב להודות לאדוני, ולזמר לשמך עליון, ולזמר לשמך עליון. להגיד בבוקר חסדך, באמונתך בלילות, עלי עשור ועלי נבל, עלי היגיון במיון. מזמור שיר ליום השבת, טוב להודות לאדוני, ולזמר לשמך עליון, ולזמר לשמך עליון. כי שמחתי אני אדוני בפועלך, במעשה ידיך רבים. מה גדול מעשיך אדוני, מאוד עמקו מחשבותיך. מזמור שיר ליום השבת, טוב להודות לאדוני, ולזמר לשמך עליון, ולזמר לשמך עליון, ולזמר לשמך עליון. עליון. 145, we hold this poem as our Chetzi Kaddish, allowing for the white space in between the black letters to give birth to the prayer in our hearts. Teach me, O God, a blessing, a prayer on the mystery of a withered leaf, unripened fruit so fair, on the freedom to see, to sense, to breathe, to know, to hope, to despair. Teach my lips a blessing, a hymn of praise, as each morning and night you renew your days. Lest my day be as the one before, lest routine set my ways. Lamdei Elohai, barech v'hit palel, lamed et tzivtotai, bracha v'shir halel, lamdei Elohai, barech v'hit palel, lamed et tzivtotai, bracha v'shir halel. As you are able, 146, it is our tradition to face east, to face Yerushalayim It is so we can connect with our people everywhere, calling one another into formal prayer. It is so that we can connect to our aspiration and our inspiration for peace, Yerushalayim. One 150. We are loved by an unending love. We are embraced by arms that find us even when we are hidden from ourselves. We are touched by fingers that soothe us even when we are too proud for soothing. We are counseled by voices that guide us even when we are too embittered to hear. We are loved by an unending love. We are supported by hands that uplift us. Even in the midst of a fall, we are urged on by eyes that meet us even when we are too weak for meeting. We are loved by an unending love, embraced, touched, soothed, and counseled. Ours are the arms, the fingers, the voices. Ours are the hands, the eyes, the smile. We are loved by an unending love. Ahavat Olam. As you are able,
152.
Shema Yisrael, Adonai Eloheinu, Adonai Echad. Baruch Shem Kevod Malchuto Leolam Vaed. 154. Ve'ahavta et Adonai Elohecha b'chol levavcha uv'chol nafshecha uv'chol me'odecha ve'hayu hadvarim ha'ele asher anochi mitzavcha hayom al levavecha v'shinantam levanecha v'dibarta b'ham v'shivtecha b'veitecha uv'lechtecha b'derech uv'sholchecha uv'kumecha uv'shartam le'ot ahal yadecha v'hayu letotafot bein einecha uchtabtam al mezuzot beitecha uvisharecha. 155 together. Love your God with every heartbeat, with every breath, with every conscious act. Keep in mind the words I command you today. Teach them to your children. Talk about them at work, whether you are tired or you are rested. Let them guide the work of your hands. Keep them in the forefront of your vision. Do not leave them at the doorway of your house or outside your gate. They are reminders to do all of my mitzvot, so that you can be holy for HaShekhinah. I am Adonai, your Shekhinah. I led you out of Egypt to become your Shekhinah. I am Adonai HaShekhinah. Adonai Elohechem Emet. You know, I once figured out that on the high holidays, if I do my Torah teaching at a different time, people are more aware. If I shift it around a little bit, they pay attention. And a couple of weeks ago over the summer, it occurred to me, I don't need to wait for the high holidays to shift where I deliver my teaching. So settle in for a minute, specifically because we just read the Ve'ahavta. And before we are about to say Birkat Geula, the prayer that we ask for redemption. And as I share with you that we need to partner with God for redemption, I wanted to drop into our portion this week. Our portion is Nitzavim. Atem Nitzavim Hayom Kulchem. You are standing here today, all of you. Now, I'm going to tell you that there are parts of our Torah that I struggle with. Our tradition tells us the Torah is perfect. It doesn't always feel perfect to me. But this week's portion and how it opens feels incredibly powerful. You are standing here today, all of you, to receive the covenant, to enter into this sacred brit with your Creator. Who is it you are standing here today? So many times in the Torah, when they tell us, all of us, they then say the men. But not today. in these amazing last few portions of the Torah, the last word that Moses wants to give to Moses' people, we hear this powerful statement of inclusivity. You stand here, all of you, men, women, children, and those ger, those who we may not know so well, who are just residing in our communities. From the one who does menial labor to the one that is most revered, all of you have an equal place in this brit, in this covenant with the sacred. How amazing is it that when our story unfolds, every one of us here have a place in it. This week, Putin's government in Russia arrested over 1,300 civilians, more than 50% of them women, who were voicing their opposition to the war in Ukraine, voicing their opposition to a recent mobilization of 300,000 Russian men of military age that would be sent up to the front line in Ukraine. 1,300 people and counting were arrested, were sometimes clubbed and beaten. I understand that there is now a media blackout. Oh, actually, I'm sorry, that's in Iran, not in Russia. There's just control in Russia. And human rights organizations are monitoring what's going on in Russia. In fact, protests in Russia are criminalized. If you protest, then you can be arrested. Up until this week, these 1,300, some 16,500 people have been detained, arrested for anti-war activity. And we, rightly so, are horrified by this, that the Russian people cannot peacefully protest and voice their position in a public realm. This week, outrage was sparked in Iran following the death of Mahsa Amini, who died in police custody after having been arrested by the morality police for violating dress code. And young people, large numbers of women, have taken to the street, many of them taking off their hijab and burning them in protest, voicing their outrage that the government had the audacity to tell them how to dress and what they can do with their hair. And these activities are being monitored by international social media and human rights groups. At least 7 protesters have been killed as of Wednesday. And if you are outraged and offended by what is unfolding in Russia and Iran, I couldn't agree with you more. What kind of government suppresses peaceful protest? What kind of government restricts and imposes sanctions on a woman's body? There is no place in 2022, soon to be 5783, for that kind of oppressive behavior. And you're giggling, because you know. And you, like I, are struck by Russia's blatant silencing of an individual's expression of who they are, and outraged by Iran's oppressive laws controlling and terrorizing women. And in the spirit of Elul,
as I do my work of teshuvah, we all need to know that when we do our work of teshuvah, before we look at somebody else, before, hopefully I never look at someone else, but before I can say they ought to be doing X, Y, and Z, we're always good at that, aren't we, you guys? We always know what someone else should do. But Elul and our rituals and these traditions tell us, no, I don't get to tell Karen or Carmel or Hannah or Lucinda what to do. I get to look inward. And I get to figure out, what do I need to do? So I feel responsible, not just to look inward in myself and my relationships and in my community, but also in my nation, before I look to Russia or Iran. Today, in 2022, not a joke, soon to be 5783, women in America have actually lost personal autonomy concerning their bodies and their choices. That's not a joke. The government is dictating to individuals the morality, sound familiar, around women's reproductive choices, how and when any individual may choose to have a family. Up until recently, and you know this story, if a woman was abused or sexually harassed or raped, the first defense of the abuser, of the harasser, and of the rapist is to suggest that it was the woman's fault. And I'm going to tell you that to a large extent, that still exists here in America. And what I'm so saddened to say is that at the root of all of this is fundamental cruelty. Fundamental cruelty that one individual thinks that they can determine what another individual will do. You can't dress this way. You can't express your opinion. You do not have self-determination concerning your own person, your choices. So it's time in these last days of Elul that we take responsibility, that we make amends, that we correct the cruelty in our society, the cruelty that is an attack on justice. And although we can look at Iran, and we should, but really, the word was that the morality police thought that one woman's pants were too tight. Or perhaps she was wearing her hijab here instead of here, or here instead of here, that some hair was exposed. But fundamentally, there's not a big difference for what we're doing here. It's a group of men fundamentally saying that they can control a woman. It's time to be outraged in America. On June 24th, when the Supreme Court of the United States upended nearly 50 years of constitutional right to abortion, it sent women's autonomy over their own bodies backward at least 50 years. And it sent the decision as to whether to ban or to restrict or to prevent entirely abortions back to individual states. We're lucky. We live in New York. Maybe we're lucky. And maybe we won't continue to be lucky. This controversial decision will impact how women and people seeking reproductive health care access gain access safely. People will die. People will suffer. And you know, and you've heard it from me, and you've read it, and you understand that this decision opens a Pandora's box on other privacy-related matters that up until now we thought were guaranteed in America. My right to birth control, access to birth control, my right to love and marry whom I choose, my right to have autonomy on my own person. Let's be honest about what has transpired in our democracy. Because when SCOTUS voted to overturn decades of legal precedents protecting abortion rights, this was the victory not just of men over women for self-determination, but listen, my Jewish community, this was the victory of religious coercion, of a group of extreme Christian nationalists who decided that they would impose their beliefs on everybody else, that they would impose their religious beliefs on the political decisions. You think you're okay here in New York, my friends? Lindsey Graham has proposed a national-wide abortion ban. And we think it's not going to affect me. I've already had my children. Of course, what about my grandchildren? But more than that, Lindsey Graham's proposal suggests that for healthcare providers, there should be a minimum of a 5-year jail sentence for healthcare providers who care for pregnant individuals in need of reproductive health care intervention. There is no place that one group should impose their morality code on others and oppress and turn back the clocks on our individual personal and reproductive freedom. There is no place for that. And it is difficult to stand by and witness how the governments of Russia and Iran are terrorizing their citizens. And we in America are not insulated from the same outrage. Cheshbon Nefesh requires that we take stock of where we are. It's not funny, it's not a joke, it's not to be taken lightly. To take stock so we can determine how to go forward. That is our responsibility. With those words, we turn to 158. We imagine what it was like for Miriam and Moses and Bnei Yisrael to join hands and find their way through the raging sea, to miracles, to dry land, and to the promised land.
kamocha la'ilim adon, kamocha nehedar b'kodesh, Torah tehilot osef eleh, Torah tehilot osef eleh. Malichutecha ra'u banecha, Rokei ayam lifnei Moshe u'Miriam, Ze'elianu ve'amru, Ze'elianu ve'amru, Adonai yimloch le'olam va'ed, Adonai yimloch le'olam va'ed. One 161. As we open together with the English, we move to the top of 160 for the Hebrew and transliteration. Standing among us, let peace and friendship be our shelter from life's storms. Adonai Eloheinu, Hashkiveinu l'shalom, v'ha'amideinu shomreinu l'chaim, ufros aleinu Shlomecha, Hashkiveinu, Hashkiveinu, Adonai Eloheinu, Hashkiveinu, l'shalom, l'shalom. 164, pray as if everything depended on God. Act as if everything depended on you. As you are able, Tfilat Amidah, we open together 164 and continue through 180. We'll come together on page 178 with a prayer for peace.
Shalom Rav al Yisrael Hamecha Tasim Leolam. Shalom Rav al Yisrael Hamecha Tasim Leolam. Ki atahu melech adon lechol hashalom. Ki atahu melech adon lechol hashalom. V'tov b'einecha levarech et amcha Yisrael b'chol עת ובחושך בשלומך. Baruch atah Adonai hamorech et amo Yisrael b'shalom.
Grant us peace, your most precious gift, O eternal source of peace. 371. I ask that our prayers go out to these members of our community, loved ones and friends, family members who are struggling with challenges of body and of spirit. Todd Albelli, Amelia Byers, Audrey Cohen, Angela DeMare, Ellie Edelwitz, Ilona Johnson, Ken Lyjak, Karen Martinez, Errol Nadler, Merle Perlmutter, Zorian Pinsky, Richard Rosenthal, Claude Schleuderer, Kahana Skolnick, Paul Tubin, Bev Ushko, Ben Wilder, and Lauren Petties. If you are holding names of loved ones in your heart and would like to share those names, people who are in need of prayers for healing, please do so when my eyes meet yours. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you.
Susan back. She's my cousin.
Okay, we got it. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you.
Arlene Cohen, Ira Friedman, Sarah Snow,
Thank you.
Leonard Heisler, Robin Luck, Brett,
Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you.
Misha Beirach Avoteinu Avraham Yitzchak v'Yaakov. Misha Beirach Imotenu Sarah Rivka Leah Rachel. May the one who blessed our mothers, may the one who blessed our fathers, hear our prayer, hear our prayer, hear our prayer, hear our prayer, and bless us as well. Bless us with the power of your healing. Bless us with the power of your hope. May our hearts be filled with understanding and strengthened by the power of your love. Bless us with a vision for tomorrow. Help us to reach out to those in pain. May the warmth of friendship ease our sorrow. Give us courage, give us faith, show us the way. Misha Beirach. Misha Beirach Avotinu. Misha Beirach Imotenu. Hear our prayer, hear our prayer, hear our prayer, hear our prayer, hear our prayer. Bless us as well. Hear our prayer, hear our prayer, hear our prayer, hear our prayer, and bless us as well.
So tomorrow morning, our minyan begins at 10 a.m. In the Torah service, we will announce the new month. That will be, of course, on Sunday evening. Erev Rosh Hashanah begins Sunday evening. Erev Rosh Hashanah, first day Rosh Hashanah, second day Rosh Hashanah, Shabbat Shuvah, Yom Kippurim, all of our services are online, whether we are here or whether we are doing Tashlich at the Hudson or whether we're doing second day Rosh Hashanah at Poets Walk. Our doors are open. Everyone is welcome. Please check the High Holiday schedule, and I'm going to ask just for a minute if my board members stand, so that if you have any questions, you can speak with any of my board members. We have 4 here today, Karen and Bob and Melanie and Debbie, and they'd be happy to answer questions, show you into the lobby for a High Holiday schedule or how to get online to join us. Thank you, board members. We do, over the holidays, have activities for little ones and for youth or young teens, as well as always have a place for them here in the main sanctuary. Yizkor cards can be found in the lobby. Please fill them out and get them back after Shabbat, because it's we have volunteers who put it all together and they work so hard. So if you can get it to us early, they can organize that and also be with their own families on the Chag. Thank you for that. I will share with you that one of the ways that we have been able to do what we've done for the last 2.5, almost 3 years through COVID, what we've done for the last 165 years as a congregation is because of the way that you have sustained us. The High Holiday lockbox is open. Please, if you love what we're doing here, please help us to sustain that sacred work going forward. There are many ways to participate all year long and during the high holidays. You were greeted today by Sue Worthman, who chairs our welcoming committee. If you are somebody who, well, first of all, Sue, thank you for the way that you show up for us. Sue is always looking for happy people to help greet with her or in her stead or on other days. If you can help greet on the high holidays or once or twice or 3 times a year, please. All of this happens through the amazing work of our loving congregation and the spirit of volunteerism. We want all of you to be part of that. Our ongoing backpack project for school-age children who need us to provide backpacks and the stuff inside so that they can show up at school and learn. Our Ukrainian humanitarian aid is ongoing. You saw big posters when you walked in. Please, this continues. Our partnership with the outdoor blue fridge on Clinton Avenue. Our food access and security initiative that keeps that really stocked. I look out and I know so many of you have been part of it. My goal is that we all bring to the blue fridge every week, and we can stop that as soon as there are no more neighbors or children in our community who are hungry, who don't have equal access to the fundamentals to be sustained. So whenever we can, I like to just open the floor. If you have besorot tovot, if you have a word or 3 of good news that you would like to share, anything good that happened this week that you'd like to share with us, we need good news. Anyone have any good news that they'd like to share? Dave?
Well, first of all, I want to say there's also a blue fridge at the village hall in New Paltz. If you live that way, you could drop stuff over there.
Thank you. Fantastic.
But planted crocuses this week, so I guess the yard in front of our place is now our place too.
The new
Hallelujah.
place. Yay, amazing. That's beautiful, Dave. Beautiful. Karen?
In about 5 minutes, my granddaughter will be at my house.
Yay. That's great. For Rosh Hashanah, no less. Amazing. Lucinda?
My sister's coming next Thursday, so she'll be here for Yom Kippur.
Me too. That's great. Wonderful. Thank you. I'm happy too. It's amazing to have young people in the congregation without any activity just for Shabbat. It's amazing for our young adults who are their own people in the universe, but are choosing to be here for Shabbat, and we love that. We love that. Yeah. One last good news. Anyone want to share any good news?
My family's coming up tomorrow. I'm sorry. My kids are
Why are you sorry? It's great news. We can have all of that good news. That's amazing. Thank God for the holidays that the kids come, right? That's what I can say. Good stuff. Wonderful stuff. Turning together 587 as you are able. We turn for a second time tonight toward the east, and we imagine the repair that we can do to create a more sacred world.
עלינו לשבח לאדון הכל, לתת גדולה ליוצר בראשית, שהוא שם חלקנו לייחד את שמו, וגור עלינו להמליך מלכותו. ואנחנו קוראים ומשתחווים ומודים לפני מלך מלכי המלכים, הקדוש ברוך הוא.
591.
ונאמר והיה אדוני למלך על כל הארץ,
Bayom hahu, bayom hahu, yeh
Adonai echad,
u'shemo,
u'shemo, u'shemo echad.
Please be seated. We have members of our congregation who are journeying through their Shiv'ah, their Shloshim, and their Shana, through their week, having sustained a loss, through their month following a loss, and through their year. For those members of the community who are able to stand and say the name of their loved one, please do. And I want to just hold with the congregation that yesterday, or the day before, I'm losing track of days, Barbara and Lenny Zimmett of blessed memory, their son Joshua Zimmett lost his hold on life. So just to share that with you, and we will be, I will be walking Beth and David through Joshua's final procession, and he'll be buried close to his parents. For names of loved ones, Susan Bosch, Mary Lestrange, Elaine Trott, for those recent losses as you remain standing, for the community to know that I am holding all of the losses in my heart. And now I share the names of loved ones who died in this season in years past, whose yahrzeits are being observed. As I say the name of your loved one, please stand with those who are already standing. Joanne Ettinson McDermott, remembered by Michael, Justin, and Andy McDermott. Jacob Forst, Saul Goldfarb, Evelyn Gollop, Michael and Doris Zackheim's mother, Jane Weber Halprin, Andrew Halprin's first wife, Gary Honig, Kitty Schlaffenberg, Anna Trask, remembered by Stephen Trask, Baruch Bruce L. Wynn, Reba Lindsay's father. $595, Yesh kochavim she'oram magia arza, rak ka'asher hem atzmam avdu ve'enam. Yesh anashim sheziv zichram me'ir, כאשר הם עצמם אינם עוד בתוכנו, אורות אלה המבהיקים בחשכת הליל, הם שמראים לאדם את הדרך. There are stars up above, so far away we only see their light long, long after the star itself is gone. And so it is with people that we loved. Their memories keep shining ever brightly, though their time with us is done. But the stars that light up the darkest night, these are the lights that guide us as we live our days. These are the ways we remember. 598, I invite the congregation to stand with those who are standing. Shoulder to shoulder, heart with heart, we stand in for the martyrs of our people who left no one to say Kaddish. We support our members of our community who are saying Kaddish, and we weave into our prayers the people of every race and nation who live their lives as a blessing to humanity. Zichronam livracha. Yitkadal v'yitkadash shemei rabbah. Be'alma divrach irute v'yamlich malchute, בחייכון וביומכון ובחיי תכל בית ישראל, בעגלה ובזמן קריב ואמרו אמן. יהי שמי רבה מבורך לעולם ולעולמי עולמיה. יתברך וישתבח ויתפאר ויתרומם ויתנשא. ויתהדר ויתעלה ויתהלל שמי דקודשה בריחו. לעילה מן כל ברכתה ושירתה. תושבחתה ונחמתה דאמירם בעלמה ואמרו אמן. יהי שלמה רבה מן שמיה. וחיים עלינו ועל כל ישראל ואמרו אמן. עושה שלום במרומיו, הוא יעשה שלום עלינו ועל כל ישראל ועל כל בני אדם ואמרו amen. Please be seated.
Bim bam, bim 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 bam, bim 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 bam, yai dai 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 bim bam, bim 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 bam, bim 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 bam. Shabbat shalom, Shabbat shalom, Shabbat 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 shalom, Shabbat shalom. Shabbat shalom, Shabbat 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 shalom, Shabbat 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 shalom, Shabbat 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 shalom, Shabbat shalom, Shabbat shalom, Shabbat 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 shalom.
So we usually expect to have more young people under 13 on the first Friday of the month, and we love it when they're here every single Friday of the month. It is our tradition to invite, if you've not yet reached 13, invite you to come forward at least once during the service. I don't want to embarrass, but if you would come forward to do Kiddush with me, that'd be great. If you're not yet 13, no, Bob, sit down. I'm kidding. That was a joke. Thank you. Do one of you have a steady hand? Two hands. Good. Turn so that everyone can see you. Here we go in the middle. Vayihi erev, vayihi voker, yom hashishi, vayichuluhu. השמיים והארץ וכל צבאם, ויכול אלוהים ביום השביעי מלאכתו אשר עשה, וישפוט ביום השביעי מכל מלאכתו אשר עשה, ויברך אלוהים את יום השביעי, ויקדש אותו, כי בו שבת מכל מלאכתו, Asher bara Elohim lahasot. Hold that cup up. Savri. Baruch ata Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam. Borei peri hagafen. Amen. Baruch ata Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam. Asher kitshanu b'mitzvotav v'ratzavanu. V'shabbat kohodsho. באהבה וברצון הנחילנו, זיכרון למעשה בראשית, כי הוא יום תחילה למקראי קודש, זכר ליציאת מצרים. כי בנו בחרת, ואותנו קידשת, עם כל העמים, בשבת קודשך, באהבה וברצון הנחלתנו. ברוך אתה אדוני מקדש השבת. Amen. Amazing. L'chaim. And then if you would grab the challah. Would you do that? Okay. Awesome. Hamotzi lechem min haaretz. We give thanks to the one above.
Our voices rise in song together as our joyful prayer is said. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam hamotzi lechem. I'm going to try not to hit you in the face. Wouldn't that be nice of me? Amen. So I'm going to thank you so much. You guys get to take challah. I'm going to ask that when you take challah, you move toward the lobby so we don't get a lot of crumbs. We're trying to keep everything really clean before Sunday night. And, oh, I shouldn't have taken these off. I have to do more. Okay. And I'm looking forward to seeing everybody. You guys were great, but you get to take challah before you go back. Take enough for your mom and your brother, okay? Take a piece. And, oh, I know what I wanted to say to everybody. Everybody, services all year are going to be at 6 o'clock. And from 5:30 to 5:55, we're all gathering in the back and just having a schmooze and a nosh. So,
Somebody told me they called it a pre-neg.
a pre-neg, a schmooze and a nosh. You guys, you're all set. You guys were great. So I'm just so happy to see everybody. I can't tell you, Alex and I am speaking for all of us. These last 3 years have been a real challenge for us. So when I look up and I start feeling like the synagogue's filling again, I'm so grateful. Also, tomorrow morning, we will be in the chapel. Shehechianu, v'kiyimanu, v'higianu. We're so excited. I'm going to have the HEPA filters in there. And we've been really waiting to get back in there. So come get challah, greet one another, and Shabbat Shalom. Thank you, Barry. Thank you, Bob. Thank you, Alexandra. Come get challah, guys.